Hi everyone, welcome to this MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. This is Bess McCarty. I'm getting my video set in a new format right now. So I want to welcome you. Usually do this show with David Gamble, and he has been waylaid today, so it will be me doing this show. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for finding your way back over to my page. Welcome Dana. Welcome Patrice. Welcome everyone who's joining in. Glad to have you. So this is the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show is our generic training that Jeff and I do every Monday through Friday, noon Eastern time, as part of our it's generically sponsored by our generic school, the MLM Millionaire Club School for Network Marketers. And we love to help people grow, to educate, equip, and empower entrepreneurs and create independent servant leaders. So we're real glad that y'all are here. Hello, welcome David, Dana, David, Aviva, Patrice, Lisa. Welcome everybody, and David Roeder. So glad you all are here. So this is the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. And since June is a very special month, it is our anniversary month for these shows. And we're doing something real special treat this all for June. And that is, we're covering the book Think and Grow Rich, which has been called the #1 entrepreneur book that all entrepreneurs must read. It's very, very powerful. And today we're covering chapter number 5, I believe, yeah, number 5, which is auto-suggestion. So, really good principles. Here's what some of the people are saying about watching the show. David Peters has said, "You guys are steady as a heartbeat." I love it. And Patricia Christensen said, "I was not having a good morning. Listening in helped me focus." So actually, this is where you can come for food for thought, and where you can grow for lunch, as Donald Manlove called it. I like this a lot because actually you are what you eat. And that's one of the principles that we're working right now in the Think and Grow Rich book on these chapters, is that you are what your subconscious eats. It obediently produces in your life whatever you feed it. So that is why I'm glad that you are here, having this food for thought, this food for growth, in the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. That is why we've been doing this every day, and we just love bringing this to you and love sharing it with you and love learning from you too. So welcome Lisa and David Roeder, and Jeff is watching too, and Lynn. So thank you everybody for being here. If you're watching the replay, we'd love if you type replay, because I want to thank you for that as well. So you are what you eat. The subconscious mind, the chapter 5, which is really step 4, is about autosuggestion. And it teaches us, Napoleon Hill teaches us in this wonderful book, that the subconscious is influenced terrifically by emotion. That is the thing that makes it all work. So it's not just what we put out or say or write an affirmation. It's all the difference in the world if we put emotion and passion behind it. The subconscious loves to reproduce what is passionate, what is emotional behind that. And it also loves repetition, and it also loves specifics. So that is why Napoleon Hill suggests that every day, and don't ask why this works, he says just do it, but that we write down and read aloud every day. 1, what we wish to attain, in it, like for example money, in a specific amount. And number 2, the exact date that you wish to acquire it. Number 3, what you're willing to give for it. What you're willing to give up, what you're willing to give, what kind of service to life, because nothing is for nothing, right? And then number 4, that you develop a plan and begin doing that plan to acquire that, and begin doing it immediately. And then that you read this aloud upon rising and upon retiring. And you read this until you can memorize it, until it is memorized. So that is his suggestion. But to do that with passion, do that with feeling, to follow the advice in this chapter. So last night I did that. I was very tired because I just go until, there's no more juice left in me, and then I go to bed. But I put my writing there. It's in this yellow notebook, so I always see it. It's on my pillow there. So, okay, before I go to sleep, I must say this and say it with feeling. Well, I was very, very tired, but as I read it, I started smiling. I became happy because it's about service to life and helping people that I love, including you all, and seeing you have a better life and helping a lot of people to do this. So this is my love. And as I read it, I realized that I put this joy into it. As I read it, it just naturally came. And I slept very well. And another thing that I've realized in doing this is that, oh my goodness, my goal started out with a money amount, but when I wrote how I was going to do it and the people that I was going to serve as a result and how their life would get better as a result, that's all part of what I wrote down. I thought, oh, that's even better than the money. Helping the people to have this better life has become my joy and my passion. That's what really makes me smile, much more than the money that I will receive or how I will spend it or anything like that. So it is a double blessing. The joy of helping the people and then the joy of having the money, which can then help more people too, which is what I want to do with my money. But it's like a double one. It just hit me last night. The joy of making it is terrific, and the joy of what I'm going to do with the money. The people that then I get to live bigger and think bigger and get to help. And I thought it's very smart of Jeff to have his business partner, because we are business partners in our generic school for network marketers, the MLM Millionaire Club, where we are helping people to have results they haven't gotten before. So we're business partners. I thought, it's very smart of my business partners to suggest that we teach Think and Grow Rich together, because it has lifted me to a new level. And when you think about it, isn't that the smartest thing you can do with your business partner? Yes, I've read this book a few times before, but it's good to review it. And I'm a different person now than I was then, so that and it's uplifting me to a different level than before, and I'm better this month than last month because of this book. So really recommend you guys get this book and put these suggestions, like the ones I just mentioned, the 6 steps, into action. And I want to welcome Lynn and Nancy. Hey, if you guys would like to think and grow rich, please type yes in the comments, because I want to acknowledge you for that. And if we have a program about against being rich, we don't need to. That usually comes from fear or jealousy or old habits or old thinking, or associating riches with bad people, greedy people, or people who use people. Not necessarily so. You can be just as selfish, rich as poor, right? But with my riches, if I want to help the world, I can do a lot more if I have money on my side to be able to do that, to help my family, but also help causes that mean a lot to me in the world, so that when I leave this life, I'll feel really good about how I used it. So we've got a bunch of yeses there. Awesome. Awesome, Patrice. Awesome, Nancy. Awesome. It's great. Life is great. Okay, let's see. The next thing I wanted to share with you is, sorry, my notes. There is part of chapter 5, the auto-suggestion chapter. I pulled out some cool parts that I wanted to share with you. And that is a saying that I learned in there that this guy used with people he was working with. And that is, all right, all the yeses. All right, let's do this. Let's live bigger. Love all the yeses. Let's live larger. Let's give more to life than we even thought that we could. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. First, these little tidbits that I pulled out of chapter 5. Auto-suggestion. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. This was actually developed by a doctor working with some patients, and they all did get better. They all did get better. this was before positive thinking, visualization, all that, so he eventually got kind of made fun of, and he eventually stopped touring and lecturing, which was real sad, because this worked. You know, he had all his patients say every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Really like that. So that's just a little suggestion, a little seed for thought. And here's another one. Every adversity, every failure, and every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. How's that? I don't need to be afraid of adversity anymore. I don't need to be afraid of challenges or even failure. Failure is not defeat. Failure is a lesson that I can use to achieve my success. I will not be defeated. I will not call failure a defeat. I will call failure a gift and a lesson and a stepping stone. Because he says, winners don't quit and quitters don't win. Here's something that fits, that I found in one of my spiritual books. It's called the Shariat Ki Sugmad, and I know Patrice knows this. It's by Paul Twitchell. And this is a quote from there. Let your faith, your inner trust and confidence stream forth. Remove your inner obstacles and open yourself to truth. I just love that. And what is the truth? The truth is that there are no limits except what we set on ourselves. That you are a powerful, creative being, whether you realize it or not, for the good or for the positive or for the negative. And that whatever we can conceive, that we can achieve. It seems to me, Napoleon Hill and just about every success writer I've ever seen, and including this book, mentions that a key to all of this seems to be service to life. Napoleon Hill mentions that you round up all of your goals and strategies and make sure that you're working for the good of whole and that you're serving life and benefiting life in some way. And so I'm going to talk a minute about that and my temptation not to do that. This book that I mentioned, the Shariat Ki Sugmad, which means Way of the Eternal, that's what it translates, by Paul Twitchell. He mentions in there that drugs or meditation, I'm going to include even TV, can be like a drug that can kind of lull us into going to sleep, you know, consciously, spiritually, because those things do not result in service to life, and it's kind of a trap that can lead a person to get hooked on that comfortable, nice, dreamy, peaceful, happy state that demands nothing of them. It does not demand that they are active and giving to the world. These things are a trap that this book says leads to death, decay, and unhappiness, because it makes us want to escape from our own life, from our own duties and our own responsibilities. It makes us want to forget our own sorrows and those of other people's. Versus a traveler of life who's on a journey, you know, for his own self-fulfillment, but he sees someone that needs help. So he leaves his journey and goes to serve that person, because his love that he gets from inside overflows to the world and gives service to life, not merely in words. Now, I was pretty much raised on this stuff, or at least I've been in this the spiritual path that I am now since I was 18. And yet, that's a long time, and yet I see myself being pulled back by old ways and old habits. That would be the selfish part of me, the human part of me that has still working against that, getting my spiritual muscle against that. But there is this old part, these old remnants that call to me. Oh, just do this. Oh, it's easier, you know, why work so hard? Settle for less. Be comfortable where you are. Just kick back. You've done enough for now. But that makes me go to sleep spiritually. So I need to constantly work against this thing that it's just talking about, of being comfortable, being relaxed, kind of forgetting my goals, forgetting to go for my goals. So just wanted to share that with you in case that means something to anyone else. Now, about autosuggestion again, a little bit about the subconscious mind. It gets used to things. It gets used to things. Did you know that when people are first exposed to the idea of crime, the first thing is that we subconsciously abhor it. But if we keep being exposed to crime, eventually we get used to it, and then eventually people start doing it. In other words, we really get used to and start modeling, and that is why it's crucial that the 5 people that you spend the most time with, that would be your diet. That's what you are feeding your subconscious mind, and what you will eventually model yourself after. And that includes what we read, what we see, what we listen to, because the subconscious does not distinguish between good or bad, or even real or imagined. And that's why we can watch a movie and that experience can then become part of us, like we really had that experience. And that's why we can visualize good or bad. I can tell myself, I am whatever. I am healthy, wealthy, wise, and free is a phrase that I like to say. Or I am free. I am proactive. But if I tell myself other things, I'm dumb, I'll never make it, I'm uneducated, I don't have what it takes, then the subconscious mind will obey that and manifest that and make that come true in my life. So that visualization for the positive or for the negative is what is the autosuggestion that our subconscious mind then obeys. So visualization is powerful. There's actually 3 basketball teams that or 3. There's a group of men that play basketball. They divided into 3 sections, 3 teams, 3 sections. The first group, they said, go and practice. This was an experiment. They said, go and practice basketball every day. Practice making your shots and all. And they did that. Second group, they said, don't do anything. Don't even think about basketball for a few weeks. They did that. Third group, they said, do not play, but imagine you're making your shots. See yourself going through the emotions making those shots. And guess what? The team that practiced came out ahead, but the team that imagined that they practiced came very close to them. Thank you for the likes and loves. Hello, Orlando, welcome. And if you're getting value, love if you comment, like, tag, share. If you got a takeaway today, I'd love if you write down your favorite takeaway that you think you might, that you can give to yourself to put into use in your life. So love to hear your favorite takeaway. Also love to hear a question or tip about this topic, about visualizing and feeding your subconscious. If you ever had a story and experience where you imagined something and it came true, it came to manifest. I've got a lot of them. It's happened a lot in my life. In fact, the other day I was wishing hey, thank you, David Roeder. I see that's you. Give the likes and loves. Appreciate that. I get tickled with that. So the other day, I was remembering, they make a lot of things out of cotton anymore. I was remembering, gosh, I remember some white cotton towels. I wonder where to get those, like you use in the kitchen white cotton towels. I wonder if you can make those anymore. I wonder if they make those anymore. You can find them or buy them. Next day I go to visit my sister. She hands me a pile of white cotton towels. She goes, I was just going through my stuff. I had a whole bunch of these. I wonder if you want half of them. I know I'm not going to use them all. Can you use these? And I go, yes. This happens all the time. What I imagine, I wonder about this. I wonder if I can, I would like this. I would like this. And life just loves us so much, I think, that it gives us what what we auto-suggest, what we ask for. A lot of times life would have given us a lot more, life would have given us more. There's an example of Henry Ford who, I think it was Andrew Carnegie, who was the one who suggested Napoleon Hill write this book. Think and Grow Rich. And there's a story about when he eventually sold to J.P. Morgan his interest in the steel industry. And I think that they were asking $400 million, or Charles Schwab suggested that, J.P. Morgan pay him $400 million, and Morgan said, I'm going to up it $100 million, and J.P. Morgan said, okay. And back then, you could multiply that many times to what that would be equal today. But the thing is that Andrew Carnegie thought about it later, and he goes, Morgan, I should have asked you for another $100 million. And Morgan said, and I would have given it to you. Dang, huh? So life does that too. If you would have just asked, I would have given it to you. If you would have just asked for more than that, not settle for less or think that you don't deserve more, I would have given it to you. A lot of times life says that. All we need to do is not put this darn ceiling on our heads. So faith in ourself is a state that we can induce by autosuggestion, and in fact Hill says it's the only known antidote to failure is faith. Faith in ourself is a state we can induce, and it's the only known antidote to failure. So remember that the most powerful words are I am and whatever follows that. I am. How do you self-talk? And how do you want to change that? Is it positive or negative? Do you want to change that? And what to what? So thoughts magnified by emotions attract the similar thing. It's those emotions that magnetize that subconscious, that autosuggestion. The emotions magnetize. Emotions have that passion, right? They attract people. An enthusiastic person attracts people. A negative person repels. So these emotions really are powerful. And another one is repetition. That plants the seed. Last thing I'll share is quick tips on self-confidence. Self-confidence formula. He says, number 1, I know I have the ability to achieve. Number 2, spend 30 minutes a day visualizing who I want to be and infuse that with the emotions. For 10 minutes, demand of myself that I develop that self-confidence and do not stop. And number 5 is only work for the good of the whole. Help and get help. I will get others to believe in me because I believe in them. So that's his formula for self-confidence. And welcome, Byron. How are you? Glad to see you. I'm going to conclude here, and chapter number 6 is tomorrow, the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern Time, and I expect that Jeff will be able to join us tomorrow, and we can do a dual show like we always do. So that's noon Eastern Time, MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show right here. We're going to cover Think and Grow Rich. This time it will be chapter 6, which is step number 5, which is specialized knowledge. So we welcome you to come back to this, and we also welcome you to register for a free book giveaway that we're doing. You can get a free ticket to our event, attend our open house, and when you are present, then you are eligible for the drawing for the books to win a free book. We're giving away bunches of personal growth books, including John Maxwell's books and a bunch of other ones at our open house. Now, the open house itself is going to be real awesome to attend because we're going to teach the method how to always get a yes when you're prospecting. A method that does not get a no, does not get objections, works with all 4 personalities, does not need a video, it's simple, it's easy. It's just the best method that I've ever seen in network marketing, developed by Jeff, that I love helping people to find out about. So we're going to have a free open house. You can get a ticket to that event at a link that I'll post in a minute. And when you do get that free ticket, then that registers you to be eligible for the drawing. Must be present to win at the event. The event is going to be, we're planning ahead. It's in a month. It's on, but you can mark your calendars now because it's going to be worth it. It's going to be on Sunday, July 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 3 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Mountain, and 1 p.m. Pacific Time. So Sunday, July 7th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, is our open house. We're going to be giving away all these free books. They will be mailed to you, and hard, copy books will be mailed to you. And you will learn about the always get a yes method, the best, easiest, simplest method that I know to prospect in network marketing. Never gets a no, you guys. It's just awesome. Never gets objections, never gets pyramid scheme. So you can use it, and you can teach your new recruits to use it, because most get discouraged because they don't get the results they want, right? Or it's harder than they thought and all that. So this makes it easy if you're a new recruit to have success fast. And we're happy to share it with you, happy to bring it to you, happy to contribute to personal growth by giving away these books. So I'll post that link in a minute. It's an Eventbrite free ticket that you can get. You can invite friends. We love if you share. Bring your team. He who brings the team, the most people, of course, wins, because it's going to boost your business for people who use it. Welcome, Lorraine, and welcome, Denise. Also, I am not my name. David is what I'm recognized by. It's not who I am. Great. Who are you, David? I'd love for you to type that in. I'd love to know who you are. And that can change every moment, right? So, is that everything? Anybody have a question, thought? Let's keep the conversation going. Tips, questions, takeaways, if you're watching the replay. So, we would love to see you tomorrow. Jeff and I plan to both be back here. And thank you all for watching. Bye.